Hello, it's my first time doing this in a minute. Welcome back to, I don't know if this is even charting analysis or workshop anymore. Workshop I wanted to make for dedicated like how to make your stuff, but in this case, this is going to be a setlist review of Five Nights at Freddy, or anyway, so yeah, so this was my first contribution to the USA pack in a hot minute, and I think it's I decently like this spread. I'm gonna probably work on the doubles, but I don't know if anyone else wants to contribute. I mean, I already made 5 singles, and honestly, I had a lot of motivation, and I just really enjoyed the process of it. And so that's why I want to talk about it. I don't think I did anything necessarily special, but I think it kind of highlights certain things, you know, so just like overall like the, you know, the creative process behind it. So, oh, I don't have Notepad++ on here. The main thing that I every time did, so I would recommend, was I always split my gimmicks so then they don't overlap. So what I mean by that is by splitting it, each of the charts have different tick mounts. So for lower levels, they would typically have 2 or 3, and like upper ones have 4. You know, typically, and then you know like stuff like that. So, I'm gonna try to remember on top of my head. I don't know. I'm not gonna go extremely in depth about everything because, well, for the most part, I don't think I did anything extraordinary with the spread. Like the 4 is fine as is. It's decently repetitive, mirrored, different types of like triplet patterns. Some of the difficulty can be a little. I wish it was like a little skewed. I wish I had like a little graph or something to kind of like would show it. But the interesting thing about the song that I never knew about was the BPM is really small. So like for like a lower difficulty like this, you can actually put a lot more. The emphasis was high density, but like simple patterns. Another thing that I also want to illustrate with my charts moving forward is the overall like generally difficulty progression. So this is like verse 2, right? This is verse 1. But it's the same concept, but slightly more extended by the same jacks, but slightly more movement. And you're gonna see that a lot. I guess with like more like my recent charts, how I want to be repetitive, but also develop on concepts and creatively save more. Either keep that in the back of my mind, or like, you know, have them like, you know, adjusted in a way where it's subtly, you know, built on the foundation. So I don't really think I have anything. Actually, I think the for the chorus for the 4, it's just, I think it's the exact same. I didn't even mirror this one actually, because I wanted the follow point to be here, and honestly I didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal. I feel like it's more forgivable to be more repetitive for these lower diffs, I think. So they wouldn't, like, even if the player notices like it's intended that way. The tick count here is so low, and I should probably explain what ticks are. So in Pump It Up, a tick, so like if I would have this, it would count like 4 times. So if you have like a lot of times, if you see like 1, it would be like, it would count like for, I can't fucking think. It would be per beat, which is down here, it would count 1. So obviously this would count 1 combo. If it's 4, it would count like 1, 2, 3, 4, something like that. So yeah, that's the overall idea. So the 4 isn't anything special. I like the 7 a lot. I think it's a very easy 7. I think this could easily be a 6. But you know, this is full stream. But again, because of the BPM of the song, it like kind of allows for that leeway. We have the classic 10-10-min S7 pattern here. This is one of my favorite patterns to do. The rest I just did based on flow state / instant. I never tested the audio. Hopefully the actual error vortex is not too loud. Mostly copy paste in here. Bum, 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 bum. Like this part again, very you know, simple. If I just want to do this, wait, hold up. And then, for example, let me just show you how you can save more time and also make it so your charts are more like kind of foundational. I can just do this and boom. There you go. Same shit. And that was the what I basically had here. And now here, because it repeats the same 4 measures, I want to add more development slash you know, variety of my pattern. It's the same general concept where it's like da 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 bum bum, like triplet, jump, weight shift, and this is the same thing. Kind of tom men, jump and then weight shift, and then this is this, but copy and paste it down here, 2 measures, and mirrored, and then the end of this stream you can't just have the exact same thing. Well, you can, but the song also implies that it ends here, so that's why I ended up with stream to kind of, you know, signify the ending of the song there. This is, again, I love this part of the song. It's like the bridge part, but this is actually, I feel like questionable patterning, but it was kind of intended that way. I think some players might find this a little awkward right here, because your left foot would be on the red, the yellow foot here. The yellow would be for the right. You would have to do a foot switch. But again, the BPM is so low that I think it's fine. I feel like the emphasis of the song also kind of works. You. It starts with you and then you. So the idea is like, you know, you should have looked for another job and stuff like that. So I thought, like, in a way, I don't know. I kind of like just liked the pattern. It also works as a spin too. If I wanted to make a spin, I should have did this. But again, hopefully it's low BPM. It's not the most well thought out, but I remember when making it, I was like, I like how this feels, and I like the flaws. If that makes sense. I will explain much more later on thoroughly. You know, just like my overall like creating process slash philosophy for it, but yeah, this is again the same idea as I told you. This is I either copy and pasted this, mirrored it, or slightly varied it. That's how you can, you know, if you're ever mind blocked, that's how not only you create diversity with your charts, but also it creates foundation because it builds on each other. This is from measure 44. This is like the rising chorus, actually. You can see? This is mirrored. This is mirrored vertically and probably horizontally. But subtle. No one would know. Well, until I told you. And now for all these diffs, again, this is just kind of just, this is, you know, obvious. For me at least, but if you're first time charting, you know, obviously the song is slowing down. This is why we reduce a combo to show that less intensity slash volume combo. I'm going to double check with the audio just in case real quick. I double checked the audio levels, I'm fine with this. I kind of like this as well. It's like the vibro of the song. Again, the tick adjustment is so little that you probably wouldn't be able to tell, but I think it's just like a nice artistic stylistic choice. And then at the very end, well, you know, the Freddy screaming, I was like, oh, actually, it would probably make more sense to make this high combo. Because again, the screeching, I honestly don't know why I just kept it as one. I think one or the other works fine like that, but probably if I were to go back now, I would just change it. But you know, there's something about like at the time if I felt that way. Obviously, there's some things that's like, yeah, you should probably go back and change it. But then other things that I'm like, if I felt like it was right there, you know, I'm not gonna really worry about every like minor mistake like that. So that's the easy 2 diffs. Let's check the 11 out. This is at first I am going to explain what my beginning charts lacked. My beginning charts back then, what I didn't understand was the distribution of twists. It took me a really long time to figure it out as a charter. So what I mean by that is, this is introducing the player into the streams. You're kind of like leading out to the segment of the song, because like it slowly starts building that second chunk of the first verse, and that's why I have this little twist here. It's good for foreshadow. It's just again, not only does it feel right, is there a way to say objectively right? Because that's something else I think with charting that is something that can be up for debate. But and then here, if I really wanted to make this like perfect, right? Again, I'm not saying this is a perfect set list, or I'm saying these charts are great. But I think it shows decent example of like what a set list can look like, and just overall, like, you know, this freaking fruit fly. Anyways, so this is like measure 1 and 2, no stream. Measure 3, outro of that section of the first verse, twist, and then I did measure 1, stream, measure 2, twist, and then measure 3. Like non-twist and then measure. So, you know, if I really wanted to be perfect about it, I could have, you know, copy and pasted it, did the modifications. I felt like at the time though, I introduced the concepts. This is okay. And again, sometimes even like if it feels nice with my hands, or just like if I'm like vibing with the song and it feels right, this intuition's fine, I think, for the most part. Again, I'm not trying to make a Mona Lisa chart here. This is freaking Five Nights at Freddy's. But I really enjoyed it, though. It was fun. It was fun. It's like telling the player, all right, we're going to the pre-chorus. What do you expect? Twist. You could say this upcoming part here, I wonder if it's the best. It's like da-da-da, da-da-da, and then full twist here. And then mirrored, I think this is probably either, this is a staircase, but then it's mirrored vertically, I believe. But this type of pattern is fun for me. I don't know, man. If the new player doesn't understand this, it's probably really frustrating. This freaking fly! Chabata! Oh, it's ew, it's like wet. Fuck. Ew. I killed one. There's literally another one. Oh, hell no. Anyways. I swear I said a hotkey on action to like pause, but I forgot what it was. This is like second half of the pre-chorus. This is just one twist. This part here is something I'm not sure if I kind of entirely regret. All my other charts have a break here. Most of the time. It kind of like, it's a stream into chorus. It plays fine, but it's yeah, just something that's like, I was like, oh, I noticed it and I was like, oh, I guess it works. So you can see the emphasis, or not emphasis, the type of theme is this like hyper twist DDR moment. I love this pattern. So I do that. The problem is though, yeah, and then sometimes the beat falls off. Snare. Oh, I guess it works. It's just there's sometimes that, like, again, it's in a run state where it's probably fine, but sometimes I can kind of trip you up. It's not like exactly 1-1 on the starting beat, if that makes any sense. Here, so like measure 24, and then measure 24. This actually works fine here. So that actually worked out fine. But there's other times that I'm like, it probably didn't work out. Variation to make it a little bit harder down there. This is the 86 S12 pattern. One. I like this part a lot. This is like, I feel like this is a really good continuation from the S11, where it's like da 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 bum bum. It's like da 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 bum bum. You're going from your weight distribution is going from right, left. You know, you're going from right to left. And then it's like once that's done, it's like da 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 da. And then this part, what's it called? Sorry, I'm just thinking. I don't know if my pop filter got dirty from that fucking fruit fly. So it's like, back then, this would be like a da 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 boom, where it's like you still like after hitting these, your feet are gonna be planted here, so this isn't easy. I did like an inverse one here. So it's like, and then you have to, so instead of being on the left, if you want something that would be like this, it would be like this. But instead, I'm making you jump. So to make it more like tiring, such, like, you know, it's fun. I mean, that's like a whole, I mean, you have a jump, obviously, to emphasize the part of the snare drum. You have triplet. And then the theming, again, well, that I'm starting to introduce here is Freddy screaming, and then high tick count to obviously give you more potion/combo for it. I didn't actually change that for the 15, so that's actually kind of bad. I forgot to do that, so I have to actually take a picture of that. Actually, to change that afterwards. Well, I mean, you can only find so many things right now. So, also, slower part of the song that's like back in the first verse. So obviously this would be ticks 3, so I followed the same pursuit. Sorry, I accidentally pulled that up. Where is it? Dude, why is EXE to go? I think EXE also made Tantamen, right? God, even Tantamen as a set list is so good. This is also Tantamen's. You know, it's like the triplet alternating pattern. It's such a good device. It also just works with the drums. And sometimes when you chart, it's like if it feels right and you have enough experience, it's just fun. It feels right, you know. Snare. Yeah, again, I gotta change the... Oh my god, I'm looking at the wrong chart. Okay. I had the same idea with the should've, where I have a jack. Should've. And again, this is important why you need breaks. Breaks are so important when you play pump, even like for like an S11. This fucking fruit fly. I'm gonna open my mouth and eat it, goddammit. Anyways, if this was constantly twists, it's just gonna like full on tire out the player. Some types of charts it's fine, like you know, like a gargoyles or like an ITG style like stamina chart. But you need, even those have distributions of breaks. You need those to make fun. I don't even know if it's like fun. It's just like, it's consideration for the player. And that could also be up for debate if that's what makes a good chart, right? Because there's actually another chart I want to make. And I don't know how long it'll take me to make it, but I want it to represent the song, where I'm going to deliberately sabotage it at the end and make it as chaotic as I can to represent the song. And that to me that would be controversial. And I like that. I think that's pretty freaking cool. You know, I love charting, And I think just like pushing charting, not only as like, you know, it's something simple where it's like, yeah, you started obviously, but like, you know, how far can we push it from a simple way of representing a song? Yeah, like how to push it like beyond like a means of like representing a song. So that's why, you know, why is this not that difficult? Well, obviously the song isn't that intense, so this is why we're giving the player breaks, having still the occasional like emphasis on the song, like a little bit of detailing here, which I think is it's good charting. But you know, I forgot what I was trying to say. So yeah, that's it's a pretty good Sorry, I'm getting really distracted. Someone keeps coming up and down. Like, alright, let's go back to here. So if you remember from the first pre-chorus, you have like this triplet section where you're kind of like locked in this like side 3 and then like outer 3. And now, I vary it up. So for some players, this might be unironically easier, but this is just my way of differentiating and slash making it a little bit different. This right here is still the same. But now you're like completely moving your body, so it's a little bit more tiring technically. This is like less technical, but technically more tiring. And now it's like this is like side 3, but with the same variation. It's like a little bit more harder to read. It's like this basically, right? Fun twist. Wait, this kind of sucks. Wait. This is extreme weight shifts here. If I'm looking back now, I probably would do this, but if it felt right at the time, I was like, fine with that. You probably hear the vacuum in the background. So now I'm going back to the first chorus. How do I vary it up? Back then, it used to be, this would repeat twice, and then it would go down, right? But now what happens is every directional. This is full on 86 S12. So you can tell the overall theming such ways how we're trying to make this harder. Ooh! Something you gotta keep in mind is how do you want the player, like what is the lasting impression you want to give them? If, yes, the song itself, you could just say, well, why don't I just simply copy and paste the entire first chorus and the second chorus? Even if like there's technically nothing that can fill it up, right? But that's where charting comes into play, where you can make those patterns to really elevate the song, I feel like. And just like, you know, how you can make it much more interesting, how you can leave a lasting impression with the player. When you leave stuff like this, which is not too ridiculous, but just the right amount of difficulty, improvement / variation, I think to myself, wow, this is good charting. This is what it's all about. Extreme weight shift here. Again, with the tick counts here. I don't have anything else to do. It's just, I didn't actually include this before, just like a little inverse of that type of thing. 86 slow. I think having twists here like this is fine. Again, these are whole twists, but basically these are just quarter notes, so you don't have to worry too much. Anyways, we're going on to the last charts. So I made these today, so these should be fresh in my head. This is the S15 and S18. Again, I would say they're on the lower side. I don't know about this 11. Honestly, S11s and S12 sometimes kind of blend for me. Again, the low BPM is why I feel like you can get away with a lot more with like the difficulty. So I feel like this is like a low 15, low 18. Definitely low 18. People might still say it's a 17. I'm gonna keep it as an 18. So I go for the run style already, kind of Super Fantasy S16 style, where it's just constant runs with no emphasis on the lyrics. Occasional breaks. Tantamen pattern there. Triple alt. Do I have this here? No, I don't. So this is where again, the gimmicks from the 15 and 18 are practically the same. The 18 kind of just builds on it a bit more with more potion because it's a harder difficulty. And now you have the, well, this is the actual hard chart. This is pretty hard for 14. It's pretty hard. This is, I don't know how to describe this pattern. This it's like a pocket slash like inside pattern. It's like here too. I just use it a lot here, I guess. So if you want to really add like a more like an emphasis, like an oomph to it, that's where you add potion here. So like 6 or 8 here, you can do. And I feel like this reminds me of like the so where you use the same foot in your back heel here is the same thing we would see here. The same foot and then just also it's just, I don't know how to describe it. I mean, I'm someone who really likes twists. You'll see that a lot with my charting. This is so fun. This is so fun, man. This is, I'm gonna talk about my type of pattern later. This is, if I slow it down here. You're going from left to right. You're like swinging back and forth. And that shit to me is so fun. I call it like a whirlpool pattern. Which is, I'm gonna be showing a different chart after this. The one who gets away as 16. And I really use it there, to really differentiate the two choruses. So I'm gonna do that after this. Because I've been just in a fucking charting craze, even more than before. Just like, it just doesn't stop, man. Again, with the whole pocket, you can put heavy tick emphasis if you really want that oomph. Wait, I'm already back here. I don't think I need to explain this, but I disabled a combo here, and every time it's 5 Nights at Freddy or whatever, right? I have a, every time it sets each word, it hits a beat once, and then you get 4 combo, and then you go back here. And I have to explain, the ticks do not affect tap notes. It's just for combos. So here, I could have won a full stream. I don't know. Again, I just felt like, let's just have some anchors. Anchoring is where you pivot your foot left, like one foot like left and right. Or like vice versa. Or here, dancing ball, right? This is my, I don't know how to describe it. I do this a lot with how, I mean, so another thing is for me is like when I make charts, back then I used to be a specialist, and I still arguably am for lower difficulties. It's just like, I find pushing the lower difficulty scaling of trying to make low charts interesting so fun and rewarding. And also just, I have friends that are more like a lower level player. So that's why I try to, you know, make charts that are like within the more casual spectrum. I'm not trying to say that in a way, but I think there's like a thing between like intermediate, like charts that are below 16 and then people that usually make 16 onwards. It's kind of a spectrum, but anyways. So in that sense, I've developed this sort of style. It's like a gallop style. It's like da 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 da. So you'll see this, copy and paste it here. Oh, I hate this arrow vortex, like bug here with the selection thing. But then I just like, you know, I pretty sure what I did here is I just horizontally flipped or vertically. I don't remember, but yeah. So now you. But again, it's just simple ways to, you know, build a theme, but also just good consistency and good charting. Like, that's clean. Speaking of clean, if you want more charting examples, you should check out Groot XD's sim files, because I think he's the best at that. You know, his style is symmetrical. His charts are so, just good charts. Fucking good, great charts. More anchors. When I add a twist and when I don't is kind of, I feel like here's just, at least with this song, because I just like this song a lot, is just, I went off vibes. So like if I'm like, it's like if this sentence like kind of lingers down, like this is like weight shift, it's like, is this where you wanna be? And it's like, I just don't get it. That's why I added a twist here. I don't need to probably explain every step, but maybe it might come to someone useful. This is again, same thing here. This is the four gallops that are basically earlier, probably just mirrored. Actually, no, they're the exact same, but how would you tell in gameplay? Because back then I used to be so keen on, Andy, you gotta make every chart, every pattern original. And then I realized I got mind blocked. And then I realized that's kind of stupid. And also my problem was my copy of Era Vortex was bugged back then, where when I copied notes, it would sometimes like, some notes would just get unquantized by like a few like fucking like 192 for a 96. It was so weird. But that's big now. These are just continuous like follow point runs here, but still the triplet gallop style. This is mirrored. Now it's like the song. I just made it the same. You know, this was 2 measures of right to left follow points, 2 measures of left to right follow points, 2 measures of bottom follow points, top follow points. This is the another very good juicy pattern that you can introduce into your charts. This is the I call this the DDR level Asian pattern. This is in the D18, where it's just like you're constantly moving your mass from right to left. It's tiring. This is a tiring pattern. Even if you like try to heel toe this, you're like, this is tiring. I love this pattern. It's such a good pattern. And then you're back here, copy and pasted, mirrored. This is just vertically mirrored. You would never know this. Vertically and then horizontally flipped. Like, look at that. Clean ass measures. No one will know. It's fucking clean, though. I think my ego's gone a little paper charting, not gonna lie. Of course, I'm far from perfect, but I think my charts have gotten better with just. Oh, the status is step pure, first of all, because that was that was the turning point, and then just other things from copy and paste and symmetry. I think Groot also really helped me kind of fine point what it means to make a good chart and like what are good charting decisions, right? This, I mean, I don't need to really say anything. This is just based on vibes. I introduced like this like jack concept. It's also kind of present in the 11 where you know like should've, and then when there's should've, I added a like jacks. Snare. I followed that rule 3 times. Again, kind of just went on vibes, and I think it kind of builds off the 11 decently, thematically. I don't have to explain. This is probably the same thing as the beginning, but just mirrored or something like that. If this is... Yeah, this is mirrored horizontally. Same thing. Just it's already all mirrored, making my life easy. When do I add variation though? This time I like go from this is again kind of from the S11 where you had it just kind of worked out that way. That's the greatest thing, and why Pump It Up official charts, in my opinion, why they when charters get commissioned, or you know, like from what I've heard, it's based on like kind of like a freelance when they work on an entire spread. This is why they make it like that, because when you have all the creativity, you can build on themes like this, not only to make better charts, but also it just gives you more ideas and more things to work out. Like if I made, also by the way, I'm going to talk about this later, and the reason why I went from down to bottom was because when I make a set list, I go from bottom to top, because it gives me more rhythm and it kind of like builds off the ideas, like what I want to do in the future. So sometimes if I get like a cool idea, I can just like make a top diff and just like pre-make those ideas ahead of time. God, I love charting. And then it's like, this is like the J. Kim thing where it's like he focuses on making like choruses and like certain like chunks like that. I think it's a really good way if you're mind blocked. I don't personally do that, but sometimes I do if I'm like juggling between 5 fucking charts sometimes, or with my mind blocked. But that's a whole other thing. I think when I have like the ADHD like motivation like this, where I'm just like, I fucking love this song all of a sudden, I'm like, I have all the energy to make a spreadsheet like that. I mean, set lists like this. Anyways, that was a fucking mouthful. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah, I was trying to show this this like side 3 pattern in S11, but I couldn't find it. You know what, another thing I do now? I think it's like when I make patterns now, at first I used to just do all hands, or if I do like slow down like 70, but that's like a side tangent, but like now I think what I do is like I autopilot, use my mind, and then afterwards it's like if it goes bad I go like with my mouse, and then I use my hands, and if I really need it I use my legs. But I don't think that's what I back then with like I had different charting names like Andy, Pundy, and then now Hyun. With Pundy I feel like, or even like Andy Pundy, which is like my there was some good stuff I made back then too, but I think it's like more inconsistencies because I didn't have these fleshed out concepts in my head, so my overall charting quality was inconsistent. I forgot what I was talking about. Fucking. And for the outro, kind of double down. This is the simple, but kind of, this could still be a tiring pattern. The triple of the Tonsil Man patterns, again, mirrored or copy and pasted, just get the idea. Because again, this is not something random. I introduced this pattern earlier. This is fair game. And that's another thing I'm going to talk about. It's like, if you want to introduce new patterns, how do you like hint them or introduce them to the player ahead of time? Like, this builds on what you saw earlier, so this is good charting. Actually, that's not always true. But conceptually, it makes sense. This is kind of a similar concept to this, but now it's a little bit more weight shifty, where it's like you're going from right, left, with the center panel being your anchor between these two notes. Same idea, mirrored. More, you know, it's just fun. Simple patterns, fun with variation, with weight shift. And how much weight shift is there? And then, you know, Freddy. Alrighty. And then now we go to the most recent 18. So, oh my god, my mouth's getting dry because I'm probably talking so much. Thank god I could finally talk. I was sick for a fucking month since Bite, bro. Over a month now. Or it's been like basically a month, but let me explain. So, I think I explained it pretty well with this. So, this is a fun concept that I did with the 18 that I did kind of near the end, was not literary, I'm just making up words at this point, but honestly, if I'm yapping and if it helps me, I'm just gonna say it. A device that I want to use with this especially is foreshadowing. And so I thought that would be a cool opportunity to use XSanity now because it has a new editor, and what better way to do it with, I think, this song. Because this song has so much nostalgic value and has a lot of potential, I feel like. So, what did I do? Every time with these diffs, I actually copy and pasted it, and what I usually do is sometimes edit or adjust them. They actually all start with the red note, but this time I was like, what would be really funny? What's it called? In Arrow Vortex, if you want to open XSanity charts, it's going to be bugged. So make sure to make copies or make a SXC extension. I gotta ask whoever how they do it, but what's it called? Yeah, these are basically what I did was I wanted to add foreshadowing and theming, especially with this chart. And the theming I did was with wind skin, because I'm gonna explain that. I'm gonna sound like I have fucking schizophrenia, but I felt like the wind skin notes I made here was Freddy talking to you. What am I even saying? I don't even play FNAF. I don't even watch FNAF, but this song is so fucking nostalgic still to me when I was first hearing it back then. It's just, I like living in But anyways, this was a Vanish fake notes wind skin. And just like the BGA in the song, it's like Freddy pops up in like a split second, and just like the game, this is not gonna punish you, because that'd be fucking bullshit. I'm not trying to do the festival of the you know, what's it called? There's like this 1'2" like goofy Halloween SHK song, right? And it had like so many like weird gimmicks that actually count, which in and of itself is cool charting, but I wasn't trying to do that. I'm introducing you to chart. Why would I punish the player immediately for that, for something he wouldn't know? I could just make, originally this was just a bracket, but now when I finished this chart, I was like, I kind of had some ideas I wanted to cook up. So anyways, so this was fake, and then this was like, again, the Freddy introducing you to like, welcome to Freddy Fazbear's. And so I wanted to make this wind notes, vanish, and appear. So this doesn't count. And now the player's like, whoa, okay. Because like, this is like the top diff. And again, top diffs have these more variations / gimmicks. You wouldn't typically see gimmicks in the lower levels, especially in, like, you know, official charts, because, well, it's just unpredictable for the player. But now that it's, you know, I mean, it's custom, so obviously you have more leeway. I mean, it's fucking custom, so you can do whatever you want. But you should follow official standards to some degree, because they're good reference points. But I think, for myself, what's it called? Yeah, I think like 16 is like onwards, or I mean, honestly, never mind. Just do whatever the fuck you want. It's your chart. Now it's just full run. Whenever there's a break vocal, I obviously give a hold. I don't think I follow the rule every time, but I try to just go off my vibes. Another thing that I also started doing recently that I stopped doing, and I think that also makes making these charts easier. First of all, take stimulus medicine. I'm kidding. No. The actual thing I used to do back then was no. Oh, it's so loud. But fucking shotgun. But if you're making run charts, I swear to God, you can feel the notes. I definitely have schizophrenia. But if I add note tick, you can hear certain song detail, if that makes any sense. And if you need to slow it down. Also, by the way, fun fact, for this chart, I was actually using 110 speed with these two, which was really fun. 110 sounds so fun with this song. If you also get mind blocked, that's another good strategy. Or if you get overwhelmed, you can do, based on the song pitch, or like, you know, key or whatever, you can do from 70 to 90. Or actually 60 through 90. I usually do 60 or 70. It's usually 70 and then sometimes 60 or 80. Again, so you're gonna see this a lot of my charting. This is a whirlpool pattern. DDR level Asian staircase, but this basically acts as a whirlpool where it's like, I don't know how to describe it. Like if you do this pattern, you're going to like move around like a circle. Like you're constantly moving. It's such a fun pattern. God, I'm sucking my dick. I mean, obviously, it's like, it's weird because it's like back then I mean, as you get better, like it's like I feel like it's like, I mean, I don't produce music, but like I know like Mark, like my best friend, it's like when he used to make stuff, it's like, oh, this was like every time he makes something new, it feels like he's always improving, right? And that's the thing with charting that like I feel like you need to one up yourself. You don't have to one up yourself every time. Again, this is a more casual set, but because I got so passionate and had such a fun time, I think the byproduct was overall pretty good set list, pretty good charts. I actually don't think I really used much copy and paste. I just went with my mind. Honestly, I just went with my mind. I had a lot of like just my mind was autopilot. So I just alternated between when there's a twist, when there isn't. That's very important if it's all twists. I mean, there's a time and when there isn't. Because that's the problem I used to have with like a lot of my charts. So shoutouts to Not Game for that. He's not on United anymore, but I remember for my Chino like a drum and bass one. Like now I go back to like my like 20s and stuff like that. I'm like these charts are so fucking shit. Like they just it's hard to tell because like when you first make charts, you don't know your charts suck. That sounds so toxic. I'm sorry, but you don't know what makes a chart good or not. That's the better question. You can have a bunch of 16 notes. You can get Aero Vortex to like, you know, make you like a bunch of streams. But you gotta make runs with meaning, with feeling, man. Because then that's where the shit's so fucking fire. Well, I mean, again, sometimes I mean you don't have to. The player probably won't feel it, but I feel it. Again, we're building off the concept where it's like, well, actually I fucking don't. This should be 12 to kind of show that differentiating. Why we do this, I don't know how to describe it. It's like a step QR thing where it's like, to show the detail of like a higher level difficulty. That's what you do. So like primetime DP 23. That's how they do it. And it's just, it's a good device because like also, you don't want the 15 to have more combo than the 18. Like that kind of make no sense. Sometimes official times that happens, but like other than that, you generally don't want that to happen because it's just like, I can't really describe it. It just feels wrong in my head. I guess because it is wrong. There's only one time I think like the 15 barely peaks the 18, and then I add like the Freddy thing where I just add a bajillion combo, 300 combo, and then that fixes that issue. Yeah, I kind of band-aided it, but like whatever. The easy fix would have been like making this 12 or 20, but like whatever. Okay, whirlpool pattern here. Whirlpool, but then it's like da-da-da-da-da. Again, I went off my feeling. And then it's like, this is my, how do I describe it? This is another good pattern to use. This is based on Horang S19. It's the part with the bridge. Why is EXE the GOAT? I don't know. He's the fucking best charter in Pump. This is where you're going. Sorry, I'm gonna actually stand up for this because I just feel like you're going from. You're just constantly going from like side to side. So it's completely going from like right, like directionally, like right to left, and then it's flipped here. But sometimes you can just do full right, and that's what I did for my it was which is Knight S19, which is a charter that was like that was where I was starting to like really feel my confidence again as like a charter. That was a huge I remember when I was first mind blocked it like years ago, and then I went back and fixed it. I was like, holy shit, I've improved so much. I'm actually sorry, I'm not gonna. It's gonna bother me until I find out. I'm not gonna find it. These are so old. Man, I wish some of these existed, man. Sorry, can't find it. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. Again, just twists 190, 180 patterns. I just want not feeling, bro. What's it called? Starting to just, you know, again, feeling. It's just good, you know. It's like the pocket thing I told you about, and now it's like a bracket. It's just like extended out. I think I've reset a lot of things over and over again, but I think it's good. This is stuff that I would do with, like, I think the 11, 15, and 18 did this really well. Where it's like, where did I put it? It's the same, like, pockets feeling that the 11 had. Yogi. Here. And then the 15 later on has it. And also, I gotta say, again, you always have easy parts of your song. Like, technically, like, the 15 here is literally harder. Yeah, honestly, the 15 is harder there. That's fine. This is, like, again... I think this entire part was created with no mirroring. It was just, like, based on, like, vibes. It's fine. Ticks don't do anything. Whirlpool patterns. Okay, honestly, I kind of fucked this up here. There's an extra note here. This is like the most like botched job ever. Wait, can I just wait? I'm gonna be so stupid if this. Okay, that's unacceptable. Okay, I'm fixing that later. I was gonna say like, oh, it works as a foreshadowing. No, I have no excuse for that. Okay, that's fixed. Because like in a typical chart, if someone made that with like high BPM, that's fucking shit. If like low BPM, it's like kind of excusable. No, I just fucking, I think I probably tabbed and then like it like overlapped the contours. This is near slightly varied, like this is like a little bit different now. DDR level Asian pattern. Super Fantasy S16. Stream out. This is this kind of feels, the 18 resembles a lot about the 11 actually, to be honest. I don't know how to describe it. But I did like triplet, and then obviously based on how I felt, the weight shift and then the mirrors are copied. Now this is the second, like, this part is done here. This part's done. And now this is the second part of the bridge. So it's slightly harder with more weight shifts and such variety. I dropped the consistency here for whatever reason because I went for vibes. Because I wanted to introduce this pattern because it just came to my head randomly. I was like, sure, why not? You're gonna see the schizophrenic comics. So when you play this part in Arrow Vortex, in XSanity. Oh, like I forgot how bad it breaks it. like this. These are all windskin, but it's broken. But this is the final thing I wanted to do with my top diff, because with a top diff and like how this is, I think a lot of things that step Q wise is like subconsciously gone in my head. It's like, you know, in the beginning of like you know, like an intense like build up, like ultimatum S21. But I think in this case, I'm gonna actually use paradox D28. It's super easy. Anyone can fucking hit these patterns. But it gives you so much potion. It's easy. And it's like, well, why is it doing this? And as a device, I wanted to do that. And also, because this song is so like nostalgic, I was like, And it seems like you're going back in the past. I was like, right? So every time with the vocals, this again, I feel like this is also my setlist explains a story. When you play this final difficulty, you played every difficulty behind it, all kind of infused in one. There's patterns in the S11, the F15, and to fully capture that, I made this entire flashback. This is like a flashback bit with almost Freddy talking to you. I'm so schizophrenic right now. But then I made this windskin, right? So because this was a device I used earlier, this is the idea of foreshadowing, right? So this was fake and like appear, like obviously that was just trying to jump scare you. And now it's like, well, you're about to finish the song. You've come so far as the player, right? And now Freddy comes with like his, like I guess like colors, and shows, I guess, not only nostalgia but himself, which is just the actual hittable windskin notes. There's other skins. I just saw windskin looked. The center panel looks like error, like the way it like kind of flashes you. It's a pretty clean skin nonetheless. It kind of feels like robotic / electronic, which is overall a decent vibe with the whole Finance of Freddy thing. Fiesta 2 could have been good. Prime 2 could have also been good, but I like the way windskin looked with this, and I don't want to just use a bunch of skins because that would go, that's overdoing the concept. You know, less is more, and I'm just trying to use one simple device, nothing crazy, because then it gets a little, like, that's not what this chart's supposed to be. But basically, right, there's two things I do here. So what I do, this basically, this is copy and pasted from, these measures are coming from the previous difficulties into here. And it's like, I mean, this part could also be a break of the song too, but like, now it's like, it feels so off-putting. And that's exactly the feeling I want you to feel as a player. Like, nostalgia, and also like, uncomfortableness. Because I'm like, wait, I'm playing an S18, why is this is too easy. Too easy, bro. So that's why I have these labels to kind of like explain my thought process, and also just like, yeah. Originally what I did was like 2 measures here, and then it would change to the S7, but I wanted to really keep the S4 a little bit. Because if it made it to 7, then it wouldn't feel that, it wouldn't put you on edge. Because now it's like, wait, why is it an extra 2 measures of this S4? And that's what I wanted to, that's what I want to give. And that's what gives this part in this chart identity. Again, this is fucking bugged because this is using note skin. And now here, you're here. It's like, I still feel very uncomfortable. It's like, I'm playing an 18, but like, with this song being like, you know, and you've been in these places before because you've played all these charts back then. Again, well, I mean, I'm not implying you have. I'm saying as a device, as a way to represent the final chapter, it's like technically everything else you've played. You know what I'm saying? Oh shit, I went way too far. And then here, and then here it's actually a jack. So this is this kind of a stretch to call it as a hint for the future. But yeah, but anyways. And then I thought I would do some variation here. Because it just made the patterns feel better. Wow, this really bugs an error vortex. And then this here, it's like, now you're back to reality. What I mean by that is the this actual part, this would be, these two blue notes would be extended, and then it would be a bracket hold. And then finally, why do I say 1987 here? So the song, the lyrics has 1987 as a thing. So what I want to do, every time it changes the section, so you have the S4, S7, S11, S15. There are 4 numbers in 1978. So every time it introduces that part, I add a combo segment hit multiplier for the number. You would never tell with this. And you would never tell in the editor, but that's good detailing. Again, I'm the best charter of all time. I'm kidding. Hidden details like that. Easter eggs. You can call it like 1948, where it's like, H and H combo to like show a curse. In this case, I wanted to really showcase that nostalgia / coming all the way full circle now. You've done all these like charts now. It's like the final chorus, 1987. So that's why every time you hit these notes, each number you're given is to represent 1987. And now here is where I introduce the jacks that were from here. From here. Here. Okay? So what I do now is... Hold up. I wanted to reintroduce the, I really went off vibes. I was feeling so passionate, especially with this difficulty. All of them I felt passion for, but I think with this one I really didn't do as much copy and pasting. And then with this rising chorus, instead of whirlpool patterns, which are technically more straining, I wanted to make this harder without the twist. And how do you do that? I want to create strain / tension with the player by adding these jacks. So it looks like this. It's 110 BPM. That's why, you're going side to side with these twists. They're technically more minimal and easier. But with these jacks, it gives the illusion that this is harder. This is, S15 anchors. Vibes again. Again, patterns you would see in other difficulties. Variation / difficulty extension from the earlier part that you would use. This is the one-sided harangue pattern. One-sided. And then this is the 86 again pattern. Again, it's just I think it also kind of works because not only does it show theming. With just I think this is a good way of just showing every difficulty in one. But again, the order of which you make charts is important. I would almost, at least for me, that's why I always go from lowest difficulty to highest difficulty. So now we are at the final chorus. So back then, what I used to do, this is whirlpool pattern, which would be into staircase, outer staircase, into staircase, going outside the staircase. Now this is just full on outro S19 Super Fantasy yeah. But also this BPM is so low. You can get away with it like this. More variation. Pretty much what you've seen, but the main difference is you have the whirlpool, and now nothing in the song technically incentivizes me to do this, which is technically difficulter. That's not a word. More difficult. But again, what is charting? It's supposed to enhance the song. It's supposed to represent, and also you can enhance the song based on your interpretation. That's what I think charting is. Again, I went off vibes. This pattern is just fun as fuck. Alright, now we're going to the outro. I was kind of going for in like a EXC, like a techno glitch. But it just ends up making this part just like 3 broken down sections, which is like fine. But it doesn't really feel like it's relates to anything else we've seen. But whatever. That's kind of what I did. You have some like old tech here and variation. This is cross-time S18 patterns here. I'm really just trying to find more excuses to just make this an 18, I guess. Wool pattern. And that's the ending. And at the very ending, what it has is a fake note. I originally had this as just this, but then when I got the idea, it's like, wait, this is a freaking perfect opportunity. Make Freddy, well, this is up to interpretation, but I add a lick/bite note to obviously, in the games, I'm pretty sure they fucking eat you or something when they jump scare you, but that's the idea. So I made this a fake, because I think it's still kind of bullshit with the appearance.